Welcome back, everybody. My name is Grace, or Gibby, whatever you prefer, and today I'm going to showcase a method to tank Nightbane's damage without the use of the Geocastellum armor. Now, to be clear, this is the unbeatable, technically unbeatable, Void Nightbane boss, who usually one-shots you from full HP every turn, unless you use Geocastellum or Paladin's Revive. So, to create this method, I had to do some testing. And basically, I was trying to figure out exactly how much damage Nightbane outputs on average. And so I did some calculations with like about 20 turns of testing. So I took a bunch of damage for 20 turns at a low resist, and then calculated up how much damage he actually does. And his base damage for his dark attack is around 150,000 damage. So if you're in 100% resist for armor, the damage cap is 32,000, but he hits for 150,000, so you'll still be taking 32,000 damage, even if you're in a lower resist armor. Now that being said, if you get it down to say 2% resist, which is possible with the Eternal Twilight's Mantle, you'll be taking a lot less damage. So what I had to do is figure out exactly how much damage reduction I could fit into my build to make it so that Nightbane didn't one-shot me. Now you'll see the clip sped up, and you'll see I'm doing stuff with H series and with Sacred Paladin weapons. That's all important too, because it's good for the sustain, especially before I start the healing loop. But the main thing about this method is the damage reduction. Everything else is kind of bug abuse, which I'm going to solve in a later Nightbane video, but that's coming for the future. But my main method was using the Twilight armor set, using a reductive misc, using the Space Gauntlet half damage Ellie shield, using Chiaro symbiote, and using Luna Defender. Now Luna Defender makes you take reduced damage if you have a 100 proc weapon. Chiaro symbiote makes you take reduced damage. A Space Gauntlet cuts damage in half, and a reductive misc takes my defenses down to 2%. With all of this together, I've done the numbers, I have a spreadsheet. You're only taking about 1,000 damage on average from Nightbane's basic dark attack, which is suddenly a lot more doable to tank. Now, if you have Space Gauntlet and Bag of Mixed Nuts, you can actually combine the Ellie shields and take even less damage, but I don't have access to that, unfortunately, so I couldn't showcase it here. But if you do have those, you can get it even lower. Now you might be thinking, doesn't Nightbane have a fire attack? He does. It does about 3 times as much damage, but we're going to use Paladin and the Cozy Fared Moglu shield to basically do the same thing that the Twilight Raiment armor is doing. So, I've now explained how I'm able to tank the dark attack and the fire attack that Nightbane has. Basically, we choose a ton and a ton of defensive measures. But he also has a void attack, and you might be thinking, you can't really use resistances against a void attack, wouldn't it one-shot you? This is true, but for some reason, Void's Nightbane's void healing attack is literally like 100 times weaker than his other 2 attacks. So for some reason, the damage is just 100 times weaker. I don't know why, but I ran the calculations, and it has a very stable damage range, relatively. And it's just 100 times weaker than the others, so even though we can't get void resistance reliably, you can tank the void attack. And I showcased that at the end of the video. That was when I stopped the video, because the method wasn't refined, and I wasn't ready to actually kill him. So I just wanted to see if I could tank the void hits, and once I realized I could, I ended the fight. But the main point of this video, is that it is possible to do Nightbane without Geocastellum's invincibility, or without one turn KOing him with, I don't know, the Essence of Carnage guessed. Now to do it, you do need to abuse healing glitches, and I specifically used healing seeds combined with the low-level version to full heal my HP every couple turns, as well as using low-level H series to get some extra attacks in and extra healing in with the Sacred Paladin weapons when needed. But I am going to try and figure out a method that doesn't need to use these bugs, and instead can use another way to even further mitigate damage. So that is my goal. I wanted to publicize this video because this method works today. None of the things I used in it have been changed recently. So you could go today with an auto hit weapon. Don't use Raynar's ultimate blade. I was using that in the clips. It's really old, it's janky. It doesn't actually have auto hit like it claims. Or Nightbane has wacky dodge, I don't know. But if you use a normal auto hit weapon, like the Kindred bow, like the Ectomancer bow or whatever, I recommend both because dexterity does higher damage over a long fight. You actually can take down Nightbane like this. So, feel free to be the first person to kill Nightbane without 1. Zombie Hunter bug abuse, 2. Geocastellum use, 3. One-hit KOing. This is the most legitimate method, in my opinion, to kill Void Nightbane. It is kind of a long method, so it would take you a long-ass time to kill him, but it would work. And I'm going to try and do it with another method that should work even better in an upcoming video. Might take me a while to get it out, but I'm going to be working on it in the background. So I hope you all enjoyed this showcase. A lot of people say that Nightbane is like going to be unbeatable once Essence Orb gets changed and once Geocastellum gets changed. He won't be. It's still going to be possible because of this method, this how much damage reduction we can stack. He'll still be beatable. So yeah, I just wanted to share this method, share some of these mechanics, and part of my reason is because I think there are some optimizations that can still be made. I was brainstorming for a while, but I didn't think of everything. So if you have ideas on what would work better, or maybe a way to get even less damage, then let me know in the comments. Feel free to discuss and theorize and theorycraft. But that's it. I hope you all enjoyed. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and spread peace and love, everybody. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.